Hello, confident women. All right, in this module, clearly we are doing a lot or talking a lot about various styles of conversations and in various places and with various people, right? Because it is a key component to you growing your people. In order for people to know you, to think about you when opportunities arise, they have to know that you exist. And in order for them to know that you exist, you have to talk to people, right? If we don't want to talk to people, I understand. We can have more conversations about that. But when we do talk to people, I also want to make sure that we set our best foot forward or show ourselves in the best light. So I want to talk about meeting conversations, and I have provided you with this toolkit that you'll find if you click on the materials link. Okay, first, just some meeting etiquette, right? I'm not going to get into basic, I'll call it meeting etiquette, like be on time, what you see there first, but it is something that I've seen kind of grow out of control with people showing up late, which means we have overcommitted ourselves. So just think about that. But what I really want to focus on for this page or this slide is knowing your role in a meeting, right? Do you really need to be there? Is it adding value? Are you adding value? Right? So, is it adding value? Are you going to learn something? Is it that you need to speak or you need to give bullet points, right? Or are you just there for awareness? And I know a lot of us don't want to miss out, but that comes from a place of lack or reacting to others people's shortcomings, if you will, right? So we have to go to all the meetings because maybe our boss won't come back and tell us something that's a key piece of information. But there are other ways to get information, whether it's from your other teammates, whether it's from your network or the connections that you have made, right? Like for me, if there was a meeting and someone said something and I wasn't there, but they knew it was my area of responsibility, someone would reach out and bring me up to speed afterwards. And then maybe I would go back and question the people on my team if they were there about what was said, kind of getting my arms around it or making any necessary follow up conversations, right? But one of the things that I've learned is that, especially if it's the first time people are meeting, things don't really move that fast. There's going to be like five more conversations. And if there's going to be five more, even 30-minute conversations, is that a productive use of your time? Is that a value add use of your time? What else? Are there any other high value meetings or high value work that you could be doing at that time? Now, with that being said, what is your role? Is your role to speak at all? Is your role to lead? Are you playing mediator, timekeeper? Are you playing bad cop? Right? It's important when we speak that we understand other people's expectations of us or our purpose even in a meeting. Right? Oftentimes, the times that we may choose to speak up may be the times where we might have just been there for awareness, right? Which means that the people in the room aren't expecting us to throw them a curveball. They aren't expecting us to ask questions that they may or may not have the answer to and things like that, right? So we want to be thoughtful and we want to understand going in the expectation of us for the meetings, right? When it's an awareness meeting, sometimes those meetings are better if we ask questions offline or outside of a meeting, especially if it's a group meeting. If it is a meeting where you are leading, then you may need to be prepared to answer questions, right? So your role in a meeting matters, and it really helps level set you for how you want to show up in it, how much energy you want to expend. Understanding that, coupled with knowing what your boss wants or like, will help you make more intentional decisions, more empowered decisions about how you react in meetings, right? So if someone says something to you in a meeting that's unbecoming, it doesn't mean that you have to react to it. I tell people all the time that a lot of my time was spent in roles that are like compliance or risk management, right? And we are everyone's favorite people. Not. We are the corporate police, if you will, right? We're the ones calling out what someone else has done wrong, and people don't like it. So I would facilitate these big meetings, and I do mean big meetings with hundreds of people. And for sure, there'd be one or two people that don't like either a new policy, a new procedure, a new mandate protocol, or an upcoming audit, quality control type of program. And they're going to have what I call an adult temper tantrum because no one told us we couldn't have them as adults. So I can react to it, but if I react, one, every time somebody gets upset at me, and two, in a meeting with a large gathering of people at multiple levels, including above me, then what people will remember is how I reacted. Now, if everyone sat here and saw what the person said or did to me, and no one was going to jump in to save me. However, the minute I react, and for me, especially as a woman of color, right, then stereotypes of a woman of color or Black women in particular come to people's mind. And so I didn't manage my own emotions. I reacted to someone who wasn't managing their emotions, and now it has negatively impacted my brand. So I tell people what I would do all the time is, one, as a part of becoming a coach and understanding thought work, I just understand emotions, how people react to things, and I just kind of hold space for them. So that's one. And then two, I just decided that I was going to show up as a leader, and leaders lead, right? So I'm going to let them have the moment, and then I'm going to walk everybody forward. We're going to talk about what we're going to do. We're going to talk about how we can do it amicably, right? And so that is what I want you to consider. Like, what is that for you that will help you show up grounded and motivated and understanding the players in the room? Those are things to think about. Now, also, one of the things that I've learned about going to meetings and various type of meetings is that you need to have your introduction. And your introduction is something that you can play with depending on who's in the meeting or the purpose. And so what you see on this screen is that I've provided 4 different examples of introduction scripts based on various activities, networking events, group events, trainings, etc. Because you want to be able to speak confidently about who you are. And it does not matter if you are an associate, an analyst, or the vice president. The person people will remember is the person that asserts their confidence in introducing themselves. Because just you doing that says that you believe you are somebody, so I must need to know you, right? If you hesitate, if you don't really have an answer when we get around to you and you're like, hey, I'm Anita and I report to Tom and I've been here a year. Nothing about that, and I don't mean it in a bad way, says that I should care. It says that you're afraid and you're not the person to talk to because you can't make a decision. But if I say, hi, I'm Anita, I'm the director of third-party risk, and me and my team, we're responsible for making sure that we meet our quotas every month. Right? They know who I am. I've said it in a way that commands attention. And they know what I do in respect to the grand scheme of things. Now, that was just an example. It's not like my real one, but it was an example. And that's what I want you to consider. How do you show up in meetings and how do you introduce yourself? And the more that you have that memorized and to the point where you can play with it a little between how long you've been with the company, what department you work, what you do, your title, introducing who you report to, but doing it in a way, if necessary, because sometimes in meetings people say, and I report to X, Y, and Z, in a way that still holds your power and not gives it over to that person because of their title. This is what I want you to think about. This will increase people's awareness of you and thus your voice in a meeting. All right, I want you to download this and I want you to come into the Facebook community and let me know how your introduction goes. Okay? I'll see you in the community.